In today's video, I'm sharing how to get paid to create content for brands. So, while it's obviously common for influencers to partner with brands to create sponsored content for their social media, did you know that many of them are also creating content for brands behind the scenes? It happens a lot more often than you probably realize. So, if you're wondering how to get paid to create content for brands yourself, this video is for you. And I'd just like to start this video by sharing that I know this strategy works because this is exactly how I started earning an income back when I began blogging 10 years ago. So literally just 1 month into launching my very first blog, I was approached by a wellness brand to write for their blog too. And that soon turned into countless other freelance jobs for other wellness brands. And now, 10 years later, brands need a lot more than blog writing. They need images and they need videos too. By the way, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Jay and I'm the creator of 11th Street Studio Influencer Agency. If you'd like to learn how you can join our private influencer community to partner with brands that are looking for influencers like you, click the link below this video to get on our influencer VIP email list. And if you'd like to learn about all of our e-courses for influencers, including how to grow on Instagram, how to get brand deals, how to price your rates as an influencer, and how to negotiate brand deals, make sure to click the link below this video to check out our members area where you'll find all of the e-courses. Okay, back to the video. So to be honest, when I began blogging, I never once for a split second imagined that I would earn an income with my blog. Now, just to be clear, that was, again, 10 years ago. So when most people had no clue what a blog even was. Yet, just a month after launching it, I was approached by a popular brand to take over their blog. And they paid me really well to do so. And guess what? That opportunity soon turned into also creating content for their email newsletter, website, and social media. So within just a few months, I was blogging for them once a week, plus creating additional content, and had at that point earned enough money to enroll in a few photography courses at a nearby university. And from there, they hired me to be their photographer too. So I started by taking photos of their products and services and was eventually asked to be their official event photographer as well. So you can see how just one opportunity can really turn into multiple sources of income working with brands. Was I earning money partnering with brands on sponsored posts? No. That didn't even exist as an option for the most part at that point. Remember, this was 10 years ago. My point is, I learned how to get paid to create content for brands within just a month of launching my very first blog. And given that social media, blogging, and digital content were all so relatively new, it was incredibly easy to monetize my skills. And while I hadn't yet collaborated with any brands on sponsored content, I was still creating a lucrative income for myself. And so can you. Maybe not as a blogger, unless you are a blogger, but as an influencer or content creator. The truth is, brands, small and large, need digital content creators to help them create content, especially now with the popularity of Reels and TikTok. This digital space, while totally saturated with bloggers and influencers creating sponsored posts, can easily be monetized elsewhere. So think websites, blogs, email newsletters, mobile apps, and well, anywhere a brand can publish and market their products, and especially on social media. So how do you get paid to create content for brands? Well, let's be real. Brands expect to be pitched on sponsored content, right? In fact, depending on the brand, some get hundreds of pitches a day from influencers hoping to partner with them, which is why you may not hear back from every brand you pitch for sponsored posts. So why not surprise them and pitch them an idea they can't refuse and offer to create content for them instead? It's really an ideal way to get paid to create content for brands, and right away. I can tell you from experience that most brands do not get daily pitches from influencers suggesting they create content for their websites, or their blog, or their social media. This strategy will make you stand out, trust me. This is an area that is very underpitched. And like I said earlier, more often than not, brands need help creating content in these areas, which means that's a great opportunity for you to earn some pretty significant paychecks. The truth is, digital content creation is still an emerging field, right? And some brands don't have the slightest idea how to create effective content or what type of content they even need. But guess who does? Influencers and bloggers, and you guessed it, content creators. So if you fall into any of these categories, you can easily create amazing content for brands. And chances are they'll pay you very well for it. Because let's face it, cameras and lenses and lighting and editing software cost a lot of money. And learning the skills to be an in-demand photographer or videographer or both also doesn't come cheap. And as such, you can charge a lot for these services. Not to mention, you can also charge a lot for things like image licensing and usage rights. So by all means, charge brands accordingly for these services. So that's one easy way to get paid well to create content for brands. And to be honest, there are countless more. So what exactly can you offer brands? Well, for one, you can offer to take product images for their website or social media, or create videos for Reels or TikTok or YouTube if they have a YouTube channel. Or you can offer to write for their blog as a ghost or guest writer. Or heck, if you're good with design, you can even create graphic designs for their Instagram stories or Facebook page promoting their sales. What else? Well, I actually created a cheat sheet that you can download that lists 20 more ways you can get paid to create content for brands. I'll put a link to it in the description box below this video, so go ahead and download that now. Each one helps you to quickly and easily create an income with your current skills as an influencer or content creator. Now, as you can imagine, these services are all priced very differently. But regardless if the brand has a low budget or is willing to pay you in gold, there is typically a service you can offer them that is within their budget. So you can certainly negotiate all of that. And keep in mind that they would typically be paying you from their marketing budget, which could very well be much larger than their influencer marketing budget. So if that's the case, you could potentially earn more money creating content for a brand than by partnering with them on sponsored content. Plus, you don't have to wait until you have 5,000 or 50,000 followers to pitch your dream brand. You can offer to help them today. Hopefully that makes sense, because while it can seem like monetizing your influence can take forever, the truth is you can do so rather immediately. So while you may not be chosen to create sponsored content right away, you can easily work with brands on other projects, and you'll probably make an excellent income doing so, especially when it comes to taking images and creating videos for brands. Plus, and this is really important, if they accept your offer to create content, you now have an in at that brand, which means you may get to jump the line and work with them on sponsored posts in the very near future. Because while you're creating content for them behind the scenes, they'll get a clear idea of what it's like to work with you and really get to see firsthand that you create incredible content that their audience loves. Meaning they're much more likely to approach you when they're pitching influencers for an upcoming campaign, which is, if you ask me, a win-win situation. I mean, if that's not the fastest way to collaborate with your favorite dream brands, I don't know what is. So yes, pitching brands to collaborate on sponsored content is one way to earn money as an influencer, but it can be difficult to navigate as an emerging or even seasoned influencer, which is why I strongly suggest you try to get paid to create content for brands first. Remember, brands expect to be pitched on sponsored content. So why not pitch them on something they can't refuse instead? Okay, now with that said, if you're still interested in partnering with brands to create sponsored content, make sure to watch my other video about Instagram's new creator marketplace, because Instagram is now making it very easy for influencers to connect with brands directly inside the app. So brands can pitch you and you can pitch brands all day, every day. And at the end of the day, it's really smart to create multiple income streams. So that's a video you don't want to miss. I'll go ahead and link to it at the end of this video so that you can watch it next. Now remember, building a brand doesn't happen overnight. It requires significant time and dedication, as well as flexibility in order to pivot and implement new strategies whenever necessary. And when that happens, many creators and influencers suddenly need help, and that's totally normal. So if you're in that position, I get it. But with that said, remember that it's really important to hold yourself accountable. So hire a coach, pay for the online course, take a webinar, or hire someone to help you do whatever is necessary to help your personal brand thrive. Okay, so remember, if you want to be successful, you should always hold yourself accountable while also investing into educating yourself on ways to work smarter, not harder. Being an influencer or content creator can actually be a very confusing and demanding job at some times, and burnout is a common experience for a lot of creators. It requires creating content, pitching brands, negotiating deals, styling shoots, shooting images, shooting video, editing video, curating things, scheduling posts, and so much more. And learning how to do everything necessary to start and continue making money requires ongoing research, constant shifting, and committing to giving it your all every day. And there is always something new that you can learn or some way you can improve, right? And as a creator or influencer, you should always be actively pursuing that to improve your personal brand, because you and your community deserves that. So if you're interested in learning more about what it takes to keep growing an audience and how to get paid brand deals consistently, make sure to enroll in our members area, because there is a ton of information for you inside, as well as a full resource library that you can access immediately as a member. Okay, that's it for today's video. Make sure to grab that cheat sheet before you go. I'll go ahead and put a link to it below this video. Also, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions about creating content for brands, please feel free to leave your questions in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer you ASAP. And of course, if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any future videos. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.